Hi you guys, my name is Tiana, but I like to go by BMB by T. Today I'm here to show you all how to properly achieve the perfect eyebrow. I get compliments on my brows all the time. How do you shape them? How do you get the little ombre effect in the middle? How you get them to look so smooth? All of that. So if you have any of those questions and you're trying to figure it out, continue to watch this video and I will show you exactly how to achieve perfect brows. You're going to need a flathead concealer brush. You want a brush that's just like this, that's flat and curved. Reason why I would suggest that it's curved at the top and not straight across is because when you get to this part right here for your arch, it's going to be very hard to try to achieve that arch with a straight bristle brush. So you want to make sure it's a flat concealer brush and it has the round tip at the top. Next, you're going to take another concealer brush, but this is more of a buffing type concealer brush. This brush right here is going to actually buff out all the product, you know, around the brow. Of course, you're going to need your pencil. Me personally, I like to use NYX I think it's called the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. Never fails. You're going to need your brow gel. I particularly like e.l.f. As you can see, I use this on a regular. That's why it's so brown. Next, these are optional, but I personally like to use two different concealers. I like to use a darker color at the top and I like to use a lighter color in the middle, because I wear makeup and the way I want my makeup to look, that's why I do it that way. I like to use Black Opal True Color on the top, and I like to use my LA Girl Pro Concealer at the bottom. Now, you can use this at the top or the bottom. You can use the same with this. You can use this at the top or the bottom. It's completely up to you. I personally just like to use a lighter shade in the eye area and a darker shade at the top. So, first things first, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you brush your brows, okay? Of course, like I tell y'all in all my videos, make sure that you're starting on a clean face. Another thing that I've noticed too is that when I go to moisturize my face, sometimes I get them on my brows, and for me, I hate it because it makes the brow area so slippery, and when I go to try to do my eyebrows, like my pencil be going literally everywhere, and it makes it hard for me to shave because all the oils and stuff that's trapped in my eyebrows tend to intervene with the product. So I necessarily would not advise you to put any type of, you know, anything oil based on your brows, because it's gonna affect how you do your brow. You're gonna brush your brows, and when you brush them, you want to brush them upward. All right, upward and curve. Reason why we're doing that is because some of us have what I like to call wild brows, and when you go to shade, you're going to see the wild brow, and it's not going to be pretty. When I do my brows, I like to start from here to here. I like to start from the mid part, and I work my way into my arch. I then go from my arch to my tail. And I noticed that when I do it that way, my pencil's not going everywhere. So all you're gonna do is work from the tail. Then you're gonna work your way back up. Now, when you come back up in this area, you wanna be light-handed, okay? Then gradually, the more and more you get to this area, you're gonna move upward, but and then you're gonna bring it back. So what I mean by that, I mean, as I'm blending, as I'm shading, I'm working my way to the front to give me a little bit more brow, and I'm bringing it back. Front, bringing it back. When you get to this area, you do not want, like I said, you don't want to be too harsh. That's how we get them bold brows, them bold looks, and look crazy. Now, what you want to do is when you get to this part here, you want to give hair strokes. So what I mean by that is you're going to go in this area, And starting from where we started at, you're gonna do that there. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna brush it in. Now when you brush it in, some of the product will leave. All you're gonna do is go back in. You see where some of that product got removed? You're gonna go back in. That's it. I know right now we're looking a little crazy, but this is what you want. You want to look like you got a unibrow. If you don't look like you got a unibrow, you're not doing it right. You're already starting off wrong. Now, next what we're going to do, we're going to take our concealer brush. And again, I like to do a light color at the bottom and a dark color at the top. And another reason for that is because we don't want that halo effect over our eyebrows. It's not pretty. Like, people will be able to tell that they're fake. Okay, and we don't want that. So I'm just gonna take some of that and I'm gonna apply it on the back of my hand. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna dab it, and I like to do it front and back, so we have product on both. That's a fairly good amount. You don't want to really put too much. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna outline. And when you're outlining, you're starting up from up under. You're literally just cleaning this up. You're literally just making this the shape that you wanted, okay? So, you're gonna start from the tip. And you're just gonna outline. Now, as you can see, once we get to that arch part, that's why I say it's important that you have a round tip brush, because as you can see, as I'm getting around this area, it's easy. I don't have to really do too much. I literally just have to glide it. So and if you see anything, if any of your lines are crooked, just go back in there and fix it. All you got to do is just go back in there and just make the lines a little better. Make sure you take your time with this, because if you do not, you will mess up. Once you're done outlining the bottom, you want to slightly blend that out just a little bit, not too much, because we don't want any of that extra product getting up on top of our brow. Okay, and I'm going to use my black opal. Now, black opal is a stick, so you're literally just going to, that's it. Now, the thing with black opal, because it's like more so of a foundation stick, it's going to come onto your brush pretty thick. So you have way more control, but you will have to worry about I guess you could say cakiness, clumpness, or whatever, because the product is so thick. So I'm gonna show you a way how to arch the top of your brow without messing it up, without getting all that clumpiness. So what you want to do is, when you get to the top of your brow, you want to first do that. And the reason why we're going above the brow, we're putting a line, because we're getting rid of that excess. Okay, so you want to get rid of that excess, because if you have too much excess, you're going to mess up the brow. And then we're going to gently if at any point you feel like your tail is too thick. Like for me, this is too thick for me. I really don't like my tail being that thick. I like to have a sharpness on my tail. So all you're going to do is you're going to go back in using the same concealer brush. You're just going to put a little bit, not a lot, just a little bit. And you're going to go in that tail area. And you're literally just going to carve it. That's it. Now once your brows are at this desired shape, what I like to do, I like to go back in. That's why I told y'all, brows can be a process. Y'all wanted to learn. What I like to do, I like to go back in. I just like to shade it just a little bit. Avoid the front area. All we're doing in the front is brushing. We're not going to, you know, be marking all up in there. Because that's how, like I said, that's how you get that bold, crazy eye look. So, I'm literally just going in a little bit. Shading areas. And make sure you be careful with this part, because sometimes you can go in and grab some concealer and it will get on your pencil, and then it's not the end of the world, I promise. Just wipe it off and keep going. This is the part everybody be having questions on. Now, once you get to your desired shape, you're going to then take your concealer brush, your buffing concealer brush, and you're going to buff all around the area. Because I used a darker shade at the top, I like to grab that first. And then I like to work my way down to the bottom. Now, remember, when you are blending out your brows, do not, try your best not to hit your brow. Try your best not to. Because you can mess your brow up. Alright? So once we get that blended in, we're then going to work on the middle. This is the part that people have problems with. We do not want straight, bold brows. That is not natural looking. It looks crazy. So, reason why we have this unibrow here is it's because it's going to help us get that ombre effect, okay? So, you're going to take that same buffing concealer brush and you're going to lightly dab into the middle of your brow. Like so. Now, as you're lightly dabbing, you're then going to go into the brow, but you are going to dab. Dab. And as you can see, we're starting to get that ombre effect. And now we're going to move on to the other side. We're going to do the same thing. Lightly dab. Lightly. Now anywhere where you see any sharpness, you're going to dab that area. So again, dab. And then boom. What you want to do next, after you finish getting them nice and faded, once we have them the way we want them, we're then going to take our brow gel. Now, what I've learned with brow gels, some brow gels tend to wipe off the pencil. Elf, this one in particular, kind of does it if you're a little too heavy, if you put too much on it. I'm just being honest. So What you're gonna do is, this is a duo. They have one for your lashes and one for your brows. I literally just use this for my brows. So I'm gonna go to the brow side, open it. Now, what you wanna do is, you want to take that brow gel and you want to lightly apply it on your lid. Your lids. I'm sorry. You want to lightly apply it on your brow. Now, the reason why we're doing this is because you see how this is nice and smooth. We want this to look like this the entire day. For however long we're going to have this makeup on, we want it to look like this the entire time. So, this is what the brow gel is for. It's there to smooth it, basically set it, keep it looking good all day long. So, what you're going to do is you're going to lightly brush in the direction of the brow. Like that. That's it. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Just like that. And there you have it. Nice, beautiful, seamless brows. If you want to get more tips and tricks, be sure to hit that notification bell and like, share, and subscribe. Bye.